What the fuck was that? What? I was just trying something out.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I just had a tickle.
Hack the Dino gaming cast.
Had a tickle in the throat.
The past, present, and future of video games, news, previews, and discussions.
I don't even know what you are doing.
I didn't know either.
I kind of want to say that it's offensive, but I don't know who it's offensive to because I don't know what you're doing.
If you're that
Like
bad,
a Scrooge McDuck.
like I'm either offending everyone or no one, so it's fine.
Were you trying to do a Billy Connolly?
I don't know what I was doing.
You know, right?
I know what I'm doing.
You're a wee jobby.
I got an accent. I didn't exactly know where it's coming
It's become
from.
Mike Myers Shrek.
Yeah,
That's what it's
that's it.
become.
Anyway,
That was so bad.
I'm sorry. I've never said sorry on this podcast before. That I am very
That I
sorry.
can attest to.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that was bad.
I should have done this one.
No one in so
G'day,
many
Cobber. It's me, Ben Rosenthal. I'm here from Australia. We're here to talk about video games.
There's going to be an exact moment where you can see audience retention drop off.
Yeah, it's after episode 283.
There's going to be about 8 different ones in the last 35 seconds.
Anyway, what are we talking about in normal, very healthy?
In the normal Harry.
Incidentally, I had someone message me on via podcast, and they had no idea we were Australian. They apparently couldn't hear the accents, and I went, "Are you insane?"
Well, with what you come out with, I'm not surprised.
Anyway,
we are going to be talking about remakes, remakes that we want.
Yeah.
Remakes. I might want to remake one of my co-hosts in a minute. Definitely get a different voice actor for it.
It's not fair to talk about Anto like that when he's not here flopping.
Sure.
Tisk.
Tell yourself whatever you need to, mate.
Oh, that's the only way I'm still here.
So we have got remakes that we want to see. Remakes that obvious remakes that are out of left field that maybe you wouldn't have guessed, and some remakes from you guys. What else are we talking about after that?
Well, diving head on into the game club, like a book club, but with video games.
Oh, you guys have been playing one of my favorite games of all time.
We have. Braden, in a word, how would you describe StarQuest?
It's Space Quest, but
Whatever.
okay.
Just one word.
Can you say left?
Typing.
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 I would say, yep.
This does not fill me with confidence as to how this is going to go.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite games. I love that game.
Yep.
Braden,
do you still have them?
Do
Do you have them growing up?
but they like off-brand Muppets or some shit, weren't they?
They were.
What?
Whoa.
Wob 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 wob.
No.
Yeah, I've seen those things.
No. Accurate representation. There we go.
They got the wob wob.
Yep.
Yep.
There were two little aliens on Sesame Street who just said yep all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Well, how did you not guess that through that amazing interpretation?
Even I was confused as to who it was for a
Brady,
little
you
while.
need to take a long, hard look. First of all, you didn't recognise my accent at the start. Then you don't recognise the aliens from Sesame Street.
I'm surprised that you recognised your accent at the start.
What else do we need to do? Why are you living in such a pop culture resistant cage? Braden.
I think he's gone.
Shit, he has.
Where the fuck did he actually go? All right, I'll go press buttons.
Embracer is selling a whole heap of stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They could be selling more.
They sold Gearbox the other day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Is that finalized?
Yep, all done.
Who bought Gearbox?
I think... Didn't some of the devs get together and buy it?
Now, they announced that there was another game being created by Gearbox. What was it?
I'm not sure.
There was something that came out about a game from a...
I don't know exactly, but like it is insane that in the same year where they are trying to release a Borderlands film, Gearbox has been sold and like moved around and have been doing poorly. Like what?
Dylan is right. 2K Games bought them back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, maybe they're in good hands, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Speaking of good hands...
Maybe it was another Borderlands game.
Many hands make light work. And what light does when it does work
Oh my
is
God.
shine on things we like to see.
Like, this is bad.
And what we like to see are games that we love so much we want to see them remade.
It's true.
Jeez, even I thought that was a stretch. Holy smoke, but I got there.
I don't even
Never
really-
fail.
I don't think you did.
I got there. I made a pun and it tied it all together. I was extremely happy with that pun.
Fucking did something.
Floppy,
Yes, mate.
talk about your segment.
All right, so this is what we're looking at. I mean, we had like a year. We've had a number of years of remakes, haven't we, lately? The last few years, and there's been some amazing remakes. Things like the Resident Evils, things like bunch of stuff that's come out anyway. And I was thinking the other day, there are a bunch of games that everyone talks about being remade, and I wonder what we personally would like remade. So we've each picked a game that's probably a bit obvious. And then we've each picked one that's a little out of left field, maybe.
And the best part, apart from Floppy, is that we don't actually know the second game, the non-obvious game that each of us have picked.
I've got Anto's. Anto's let me know what he wanted to pick and why. So I've got that. So when it gets to Anto's turn, I'll speak on his behalf.
And we've got a couple from the Discord as well. You went into the Discord, which you can join. You can head on over to hackthedino.com and you can jump in the Discord for free.
And there was a lot of Balin. Yes, Townsy, I saw you write Balin, I think 3 times.
I mean, doesn't the game have to be, completed before they can remake it?
Or good. No, it doesn't have to be good. You can remake a bad game, actually.
I'm relying on it.
Do we want to go through all of the obvious ones and then go back through the left?
Yeah, I think so. That's
all
probably
right.
the best
Would you
way
like to start with your obvious pick, Ben?
Sure, my obvious pick is Chrono Trigger. Duh.
And why?
Why? Okay, so this is a brilliant game. It's already been remade once. I mean, it wasn't really remade. It was just sort of ported over with Akira Toriyama animated cutscenes.
It was just the cutscenes that were added. It didn't change the gameplay or anything, did it?
Not really, no.
Right. So what would you change for a remake?
So basically, I want them to remake it so people actually have the opportunity to play this game.
So you could do that with a port. I'm looking at what would you change.
Okay.
Which I know is hard because you love this game.
I love this game so much. I would make it reminiscent. I've said this many times on the show before. I would make it so it was like Octopath Traveler.
Oh, 2.5D sort of thing? Okay.
Or alternatively,
Yeah.
Braden, if you look up Chrono Trigger Resurrection, now years and years ago, there was a fan-made project to remake Chrono Trigger, but to do it in 3D.
Okay, so like a third person?
Yep. How
would you feel
they
about
got
that?
shut down by Square Enix, obviously,
Of
because, but people have raved about this, and if they could make a game like this, I also wouldn't mind. So you want to skip forward a little bit, Braden. It's just the opening cutscene. So this is what we've got here. This is basically a show reel.
This looks really good.
It was a fan-made Chrono Trigger. So this I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I was actually transfixed watching that. That looks really, really cool. I see what you mean. So it's not changed the gameplay style as much as taken what's there and shifted the camera view.
Basically, yeah. So yes, I would love an Octopath Traveler rendition, and I think that would be received as the best way. But something like this that we're seeing on screen now from Chrono Trigger Resurrection, I think in modern... You got to remember, this is like 20 years old as well. Something like this in modern day would blow people away. And I just want more people to play this game because you can't. Like, the Chrono Trigger we've got in front of me, that's an $1,100 game.
Can you play it on Switch Online?
No.
Fuck.
You can't play it on Switch Online. Even the DS remakes go for about $200, $100 to $200.
I've got it on 3DS, DS.
It's a great thing.
One of
You
them,
can,
yeah, I've
you
got it.
can, however, play it on Apple TV. If you have a
Really?
controller, yep, it's in the App Store. It's a really bad version though, no cutscenes, and it's based off the mobile version, which isn't the best best version to come across.
So having me never playing this, and even though I've heard you talk about it heaps and watched it heaps, is it turn-based combat?
Yes.
Would you change that?
No.
No, you would keep it
I'd keep
turn-based.
it. Yep, because it just fits so well.
Okay.
So well. I mean, it could be because this is the game that this was my first RPG, but. Yeah, I would not change anything. And I will say, now that I am playing it on the Super Nintendo, the original Super Nintendo version, it runs so smoothly. Like playing it on its native machine, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
if you were looking at it from, say, a marketing point of view, though, and not from your personal love of the original game, and you wanted to make it so that audiences now played it, would you take it from turn-based and make it maybe something like the Xenoblade, where you enter combat and it's in that area and it's real-time, but you're locked into that combat?
No, because I think the turn-based combat of this game makes it Chrono Trigger. Like, this was the first game to sort of develop that kind of combat play.
Oh, I can hear Anto arguing with you.
No, ask him. No, so this isn't your traditional Final Fantasy turn-based.
Okay.
You have a timer as to when your player can move again.
Oh, so it's like the Final Fantasy VII, like
Yeah,
you wait
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not like your turn.
You
that you
lost
have to wait.
He was like, I was looking forward to playing it. No,
You lost
I'm not.
me. I like turn-based, normal turn-based.
No, but this works really, really well. And then you can have buffs to increase your speed, so you get to go quicker. No, it's great. It's fantastic. Or you just do it like I did the very first time I played this game and finished it.
I love this story.
And not realize that you can upgrade anything and finish the whole game on your base weapons.
Ridiculous.
Whoops.
How long do you think the game? How long is the game if you actually do upgrade shit?
So I had this when I first spoke with Game Boy Dad about this because I was responsible for getting him to play it. We was talking about it,
sorry.
and he goes, "Oh, how long is it?" And I went, "Oh, it's like 60 to 70 hours, man. It's a huge game."
And it's not though, is it?
And he got back to me and he said, "Dude, it's like 25, 30 hours." I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah."
Oh, so you didn't know until then that you could upgrade shit?
Correct.
Idiot.
Well, no, I did. I did, but in my head, it was still a 60-hour game.
Was it weird in your head that 30 hours of that was the last fight?
Well, I mean, look, full disclosure. I first played this as a Super Nintendo game through a converter at a friend's house. That's when I first played it, first fell in love with it. We stayed up all night playing it. From there, obviously, I couldn't find it anywhere. So when I did eventually finish it and play it, it was through Super Nintendo emulators on my PC.
Okay.
So I had different save states, and that's how I went through and got, I think I got 5 out of the 12 endings.
It's 12 endings.
Yeah, well, it's 13 on the DS version.
How different are they?
Some of them are really long. Some of them continue storylines. Some of them are just like everyone's dead. So, yeah.
Wow, dark.
Yeah, and there's changes in the game. So at one point you can choose to fight Magus, or you can choose to sort of like have him join your
Magus?
party. Magus, he's the big bad.
Magus.
Magus, Magus, looks like Piccolo.
Odd name.
Oh, he's a cool dude. Anyway, I've talked about Chrono Trigger long enough. I'll probably
Okay.
talk about him longer if I'm given the opportunity. So we should move on.
All right, well, I'll go with Anto's first obvious pick. I knew he was going to pick a Final Fantasy game. I didn't know which one. He's picked Final Fantasy 9. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 9, but he has said he'd prefer it just to be a remake as far as visuals go. Same sort of art style, but obviously with modern visuals. So I'm looking at it now.
Oh, this is
It
the one with
looks-
Orko.
It looks... Hey, it does look like Orko.
It is Orko. Look at him.
Yeah, that is 100% Orko. Orko, for those of you that don't know, is the little magician guy from the He-Man Masters of the Universe. So this looks like... this actually looks really good.
Yeah, this trailer's for a PS4, zhuzhed up.
Has
tiny
it got
little bit.
gameplay? Can I have a look at what gameplay
Let
looks
me
like?
find some gameplay for you.
He wants to keep the music the same. That does not surprise me. But from what I've seen and heard about Final Fantasy games, the music's always amazing anyway. But just use high quality files and speed up the combat as the original's turn-based timer is super slow. Is that the timer like you were talking about for Chrono Trigger? Same sort of thing?
So Chrono Trigger was the first one, I think. Final
Okay,
Fantasy
so
VII
in
jumped
terms
on
of the quality of this, this is very much emulated on PC, like
super polished.
To the
super
high.
polished, rezzed up like crazy.
Yeah.
So don't mind how like crisp it is, but
That is super crisp.
it's really overly crisp.
That is
They've kind of like
odd to look at.
they've like deep fried this
it's
one.
the chibi style I'm not a fan of with this particular art.
See, in this one, that looks what I would think.
Yeah.
It actually looks like a Sierra Online game from the 90s. Like,
So the static painted background.
yeah. And then, the other things placed over top of it. But yeah, okay, cool. I can see how this could look like an
some
update with
combat.
visuals.
That character's name was Steiner, so I choose to believe it was Scott Steiner, and he was doing it in Big Papa Pump promo.
Jesus. So he wants the turn-based timer is super slow. Make the trance system less stupid. I don't know what the trance system is, but apparently it's dumb.
Well, they all get glow sticks.
and it should be less dumb, less stupid.
Well, it's a Final Fantasy game, so there's no chance of that.
Oh, zing! But yeah, cool. Not the Final Fantasy. I was expecting him to maybe do. What have I heard him talk
7?
about a lot? No.
Remake it again.
Remake it again. Make it better.
And again, and again, and again, and again.
No, I was expecting like 9 or 10. Like I hear Anto talk about 9 and 10 quite a bit. Oh, this is 9, 8 and 10. Sorry, but I don't know anything about
8
them.
was the one with the gun swords.
Hell yeah, that's the one good thing about Final Fantasy.
That is cool. Those guns,
Gun
and one
swords.
of them had a jacket that looked like a pilot's jacket.
And the gun swords shoot little guns. Fantastic.
They shoot little guns.
Little swords that shoot guns.
That's weird. But yeah, that is Anto's first pick.
All right.
For a remake, his obvious one. Okay, mine. So my obvious pick. Now, I know this has been remade before,
But not well.
but not very well.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because this isn't a great game.
It's not. I want a remake of GoldenEye. But, whereas you don't want much of a change with Chrono Trigger, and it looks like Anto doesn't want much of a change with Final Fantasy, I want a big change with GoldenEye. So, I mean, I love James Bond. I love the James Bond games. I love playing a game where I can be James Bond and play with the gadgets and save the world and do all those sorts of things. This story was cool. It was the first Bond film I saw at the cinema.
Oh, really?
Yep. I didn't see any of the other ones at the cinema because I was too young at the time.
I would say the best part in this entire film is when Oromov has Natalia.
Oh,
he's kidnapping
and
her.
the
And then they're running away and he thinks he's got away. And then all of a sudden you see the music go, "Bada, bada," and this
And the
tank
tank-
smashes through a wall and Pierce Brosnan pops out and he's like, I'm
he
so cool.
he
And
hotwired a tank.
he's chasing after him through the streets of Berlin in a goddamn motherfucking tank. And he's going, "Ba-da, da-da, da-da, ba-da, ba," and he skids around a corner. Oh, man.
So what I want to see is I want to see not first person. I want to see third person because I want to see Bond. I want to see Bond. I think Resident Evil style over the shoulder camera.
They did third-person Bond games, didn't they?
They have done them. Yes, they have done them in the past.
Daniel Craig ones.
That's
Yep.
right.
Quantum of Solace and things like that. I want to see it done with GoldenEye. I want the levels. So that, all the missions, you know how each sort of area you've got the place at the start where you're going in and blowing up the tanks with Alex Trevelyan and things like that. You've got I think it was a statue graveyard sort of thing when you're playing the campaign. I want all those things to be played out like a Hitman style game where you have multiple ways that you can access your objective, little more complex levels. I want you to have able to change out your loadout so that you can play the way that you would like to play it, whether you want to go super stealthy and have gadgets, whether you want to go in guns blazing.
To the 007 storyline.
Of course, yeah. So
GoldenEye storyline.
GoldenEye storyline. So have all of those levels in the storyline, like you have in the campaign for GoldenEye and 64. And all those sort of plot points are in storylines, except for the tank driving.
Stanley, do you know you can get that watch?
Yes, you can. But I want them done like a Hitman thing, so you have multiple routes that you can take, because obviously these are big complexes, they're big areas. There should be multiple ways you can go. And sort of play it like you would if you were there. You have multiple ways that you could achieve your objective. You could use different gadgets that you have accumulated. Maybe if you go back to do a New Game Plus, you have access to all the gadgets all the time, and gadgets from other films. I'm just like,
Oh, look at it, so janky. So I'm just looking at it going, how janky is
Remember
this?
that we played that here, and it
Yeah,
was
you remember?
rubbish.
Oh no, it was great. I had a lot
Oh
of
no,
fun.
yeah, but the game itself is rubbish. I had a great time. I forgot.
Who's the developer of the Hitman games? Because are they not working on a James Bond game?
Are they?
Yeah,
Are they?
I'm pretty sure they're working on a James Bond game.
There you go.
I did
Let
not
me
know
fact
that.
check that.
Okay, do that. But yeah, that's what I want to see, including the multiplayer, of course. And the multiplayer was great. The multiplayer was probably the best part of that game, which was added 2 weeks before it was released.
Yeah,
Something
because
stupid like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So keep the
And they
multiplayer.
didn't have permission to do it. They just threw it on the car. And they said, "Oh yeah, we added this." Wow, there you go. IO Interactive's new Bond game.
Okay, so thank you.
There you go. You're welcome,
No,
Floppy.
You're welcome.
You can pay me for my idea now. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see GoldenEye remade, looking. I want it to change a lot. I want the storyline to be the same, and I want the levels to essentially be the same. But put a driving level in there where you're driving a fucking tank.
There is one.
I don't remember that in the campaign.
No. So when you're escaping after the after 006 has died,
Yeah.
you can go around the corner. So you're supposed to run down the alleyway and jump in the plane and fly off. But if you run around the corner, there's a tank sitting there, and you can jump in the tank and use it.
I had no idea.
I used to spend hours because the enemies just keep respawning. Running over people in the tank.
In that very start?
Yeah, in like the third level.
I had no idea.
I can show you afterwards.
Yeah, please.
It's great.
But yeah, I want the tank chase with Oromov and Natalia in the car. I want that in there. I want it to be super high res. I want it to look amazing. And please give me my golden eye. And yeah, make the multiplayer exactly the same as the multiplayer was, but look good and play well. And no big head mode, because that was shit.
Nah, it's great.
I fucking hate big head mode.
Make the spawn points exactly the same, so when I play with Floppy again, I can just get mines and put them in all the spawn
Make
points.
them random.
Nah.
And give me a teleporter so I can change the spawn points.
It was great.
Fuck you. All right.
It was scary how quickly that muscle memory came back.
I know, it was terrifying. Braden, your first obvious game to be remade.
My first obvious pick, Infamous 1 and 2, you cowards.
Look at these right down here.
Why have it, like...
Why hasn't it been done?
Why? Like, you have two games that are, like, could really do with some zhuzhen. Like,
Yes.
I've tried to go back and play the original Infamous, and, like, it is very much a PS3 game.
It's
and
also
it's
locked
very
on the
early.
PS3.
The third one of this get cancelled recently?
They did a third one.
They've
It was
done-
called
Oh,
Second Son.
Sorry, a fourth one?
They've done a fourth one. It was called Dying
All right, the
First
next one in
Light.
the goddamn chapter. Didn't it get cancelled?
I mean, probably. I
Look,
mean,
I don't think it got
like, Sucker Punch
made.
moved on in a pretty dramatic way. So, but
So-
like, how, like, 1 and 2, shove them together, kind of just give them a basic zhuzhing up, and you'll have a great time.
Is there anything that you would specifically change, like gameplay wise? Because this is PS3, so it was a little bit. It is older now. It's,
I would probably suggest a complete, like, overhaul of how it feels.
like the control system and take
Yeah,
like
'cause,
use
like,
the haptics and stuff.
Like that as well, but like just like the actual controls. I remember going back and playing it and being like, this does feel pretty like clunky.
That's not usually the jump button.
Yeah, like it just feels clunky is how I would describe it.
Yeah, it had that mechanic where you press jump and he just sort of like lifted his knees and then rose in the air somehow.
Yeah, like I don't know. It felt like it could just, use some a refined modern polish with basically the same like good or evil, all that stuff.
I really liked the good and evil sort of excuse me side of things. Like I'd never played a game where you could choose to be good or evil as you play the game.
Yeah,
play-
it was fun.
Didn't you play the Star Wars game? Force Unleashed? Wasn't
Yeah,
that a
but I
good
played
evil
this
game?
first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was like one of the things that really brought it into like the limelight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I want 1 and 2, and I want 2's Vampire DLC.
I never played that.
What was like Festival of Blood or something. It was fun.
So this guy was electric power.
Like Electra.
What's his name? Cole?
Yeah, Cole.
And what was it in Second Son? You had like smoke power.
Yeah, you start with smoke power, and then you, spoilers, end up with a bunch of other stuff.
And then in First Light, you were the female character that had like neon power.
Yeah,
That one was really cool.
So basically Dazzler.
basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're excellent games. If you haven't played them, they are a cool story.
Well, as I was searching up for gameplay of this, one of the top videos I saw was Infamous Second Son actually really kicks ass now, because when you play it on PS5, it just like looks beautiful.
Oh, I've got it, and I haven't done that. Maybe I'll check it out.
So it's
How'd they get it on PS5? Upres or?
it's just natural upresing in there.
And
But
it's a
like
PS4
the
game.
game was stylistic enough on its own that like it looked really good on PS4 as the launch title anyway. So like I'm sure it looks great upresed.
I played the First Light on PS5, and it was. I assume it looked good. I didn't play it on the PS4.
All right.
All right, first Ben's first out of left field game.
All right. Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet, Braden. Not yet. I'll let you know when. So, like Chrono Trigger, this is a game. Like, to be honest, a lot of the games that I desperately want remade have been remade over the past years. Pokemon Snap. I had a whole list of games that I wanted to play, and they've all been remade. And I went, oh, that's fine then. But there have been many, many games I've said throughout the years of Hack the Dino Gaming Cast that I really want remade, and my wishes have been brought to fruition.
Except for one.
Apart from Chrono Trigger, this one. So this game, like Chrono Trigger, is super expensive to get now. It was only ever released on the PlayStation 1, I believe. Maybe 2, I can't recall. It was 1.
Do you know what this is, Braden?
Well, he's
Well,
probably-
I brought up the footage.
yeah.
So I'm ready.
Yeah, it's a game that's near and dear to not only my heart, but also to many people in the chat. Does not get the credit it deserves. Again, costs a lot of money, so I really need people to experience it. It is, of course, Braden, Pepsi Man! Hell yes, Pepsi Man! Not enough
Wow.
people have played Pepsi Man and heard that amazing song. So for those of you who don't know what Pepsi Man is, basically, you're a man dressed as a Pepsi logo, and you have to go on an infinite runner dodging trucks and collecting Pepsi cans as Pepsi Man.
You just run over an innocent bystander?
Yeah, but they were in the way from your Pepsi, so it's okay.
So it's an infinite runner. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have to do anything to speed up, slow down, or can you only
Oh,
affect
no, you can speed up and slow down.
but you can't stop?
But you have a time limit.
Why have you got a rubbish bin?
Because you ran through someone's house and you tripped over their
is
garbage
that?
cans and it went on your head.
Oh my God, this is awful.
I think it speaks for yourself. And the whole time, the classic song, Pepsi Man! Pepsi Man!
Wow.
plays. And that's all you hear.
Okay, so all right, we'll take this seriously. What would you change about it? What would you like? How would you like it to be remade?
I would go...
Pepsi Man thicker.
No, I would go
thick man.
super insane with it. I would go
Would you
over
keep
the
it as
top.
an infinite runner?
Yeah, absolutely. But I would have it so you can take different paths to get to the same goal. So not on a...
Not on just a linear track.
Yeah. But sorry, you didn't see there were bookcases falling out the back of a truck.
I hate it when that
But
happens.
I would go super, super high res, make the graphics
Like,
you want,
incredibly realistic.
Unreal Engine.
Yep,
Unreal Engine
just
5.
so uncanny valley that it is insane. So running through the streets of Cyberpunk, you got these Pepsi cans you have to pick up.
Would you have a character creator so you could alter your
No.
Pepsi Man
No.
costume? Maybe
Not at all.
you don't want to be able to choose female character, male character, ambiguous.
No.
No, Ben, the only exception to this rule, I think, is other Pepsi drinks. So
Pepsi
you can
Max
have
Man.
Pepsi Max Man, and you can have new
that-
Pepsi Man or
That
whatever.
god awful lemon and Pepsi.
Yeah, you can have their weird ones that didn't do well.
Sidekicks like 7-Up Man.
I think you underestimate how popular Pepsi Man is. I've got an action figure out in the shed of Pepsi Man. I've got Pepsi bottle caps with Pepsi Man figures on top of them in my games room.
Jesus.
Michael Towns is dressed up as Pepsi Man to an AvCon.
Really?
Oh yeah, Michael Towns has probably got photos of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we can
This
see
is
here-
San Francisco.
Yeah, Pepsi Man's on a skateboard here collecting all his Pepsi.
Definitely.
The opening video to this is this slightly overweight dude at a Pepsi vending machine, just buying can after can after can after can.
This guy?
Here he is. And every time he goes for a drink, the theme music of Pepsi Man plays. And he keeps looking and going, what? And then the opening credits roll. And then when you press start, it goes to a FMV of this fridge opening. It's full of Pepsi. He's just grabbing the Pepsi. And then he talks straight to camera full of Pepsi and chips and everything, and goes, hey, let's start the game. And that's it. You never see this dude again.
Can I just say, that's amazing. Would you have that same intro?
Yeah.
But
100%.
maybe replayed with, I don't know, get Morgan Freeman to do it.
No. I'd get the original guy. If he's still alive.
Oh, wow.
And judging by the amount of Pepsi he was drinking, probably not.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Pepsi Man. Make it happen. Everyone loves Pepsi Man.
All right. That's
This
pretty cool.
game, by the way, goes for well over $200.
Wasn't there also a game with when the main character was the 7-Up kid? You know the really cool kid?
Yeah, Spot.
No, the kid that had the
Oh,
cool hair.
Fido Dido.
Yes. Oh, I'd forgotten that name. Thank you.
I was at Terra Collective, which is one of these collectible markets we have over here, one of the flea markets over in Adelaide. I was there with King Kaiju, and I said to him once, there was a Fido Dido figure in one of the cabinets. And I said to him, oh, you're after a Fido Dido, aren't you? And he goes, yeah, I actually am. No, what, seriously? He goes, yeah, I've been after one for years. Oh, there's one there for $5.
He was just like,
What? Yeah.
I remember I had a T-shirt with Fido Dido, and I would draw him everywhere on all my school books.
Now
and
that I
everything.
think about it, Fido Dido does look like Braden a lot when Braden has good glasses on.
Do you know who Fido Dido is, Braden?
Braden, look up Fido Dido.
Is that the one that sings that my tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why?
What?
Dido?
No, that's just Dido.
Just Dido?
No, Fido Dido. Do a search for Fido Dido.
Fido Dido.
And you'll see that the likeness is uncanny. Not as uncanny as me, the uncanny X-Ben.
That was a pretty good one.
What would your mutant power be, Floppy, if you had mutant powers?
This guy?
Yeah. He's just the coolest kid in town, I thought, when I was
It's
growing
actually
up.
nice animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Gets
at
rid of
that. And
that rubbish.
guess what guess what he draws?
And he goes,
It's
Pepsi
very
Man.
Quite Looney Tunes. 7-Up.
Why is the animation so smooth, though?
I don't
Rotoscope.
know.
Yeah, it must be rotoscope, surely.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, hello.
Oh, okay.
Now we go 90s.
Wow, yeah. That
Wow, we
was
went full 90s there.
1991.
There you go.
Product of its time.
Anyway, Pepsi
All
Man.
right, Pepsi Man. All right, Anto's out of left field. Now, I got a sneaking feeling that he may have been influenced by
Pepsi Man?
No, his partner Coda.
Oh.
Or Cat Like Sparky in the chat if they're in there for this one. Because I happen to know that this is, I'm pretty sure, one of their favourite games.
Oh.
So their out of left field is they would like to get a remake of the PS1 classic
Pepsi Man.
Croc.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Croc, one of the
yes.
few PS1 games that I had.
You did have this one, so this
I
was
had
very. It's very much the same as like the whole Spyro sort of thing, and Crash Bandicoot back in
Sorry,
the
you
day,
mean Banjo-Kazooie.
and Banjo Kazooie. Well, name them all. Now what? Yeah, Croc is the second one. All he's not giving me much to work with on this one. Give it the Spyro Reignited trilogy treatment. Do Croc 1 and 2 exactly like that. That's all he's told me.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
I mean, Toys for Bob are independent now, I think. So
is that what they call Toys for Bob?
Toys for Bob is they're the developers who did the Spyro and Crash remasters,
Which are amazing. And when I went back and played them, harder than I remember. So I never played Croc. I had Croc on a demo disc, but I never really played like
I remember
the full
as a
game.
kid being able to. I felt like I was better at Croc than I was at Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot was punishingly hard.
Crash Bandicoot was really hard, whereas
Um,
Spyro was fun. I feel like Croc was like
Is Croc the intro?
yeah. I feel for me at least playing it as a little kid, I feel like Croc was the intro one.
Do you remember what the main storyline arc was for Croc? Like, why was Croc a thing?
Oh,
I was
wasn't
after some Pepsi.
he was
Fucking hell.
I'm pretty sure he was raised. Actually, let me cut straight back to the beginning of the game. Are you ready? We're
Yes.
gonna watch the intro. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
good.
baby. Yeah, that's it.
Is that a baby Croc,
Croc
in a...
rocked up
Is that a
amongst these little
baby
guys.
Croc?
Look at
Do,
your
do,
baby
do,
Croc.
Baby Croc. Do, do, do,
Look at
baby
him.
Croc.
And then he
Do,
gets
do, do,
raised
baby
by
Croc.
these little
Are they echidnas? What are they?
Like-
Why was one of them wearing a crown?
gerbil things because they're the
Gerbil.
king.
He's baby Moses. Fell
Um,
over.
And then he gets raised Lion King style
To be their champion?
to be their champion. And you whack a gong with a bird on it, and that's about all I remember.
You know, I'd probably play it. Like, yeah, definitely.
him.
Whoa, that was an amazing growth spurt that he just had.
Puberty
He just
hits
went
like
from
crazy.
like a foot to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'd get that. Spyro Reignited Trilogy remake of Croc 1 and 2. Was there more Crocs in there? I don't even remember 1 and 2. Yes. All right, moving on. My next one came out originally on the Xbox. The original Xbox and also PC, I believe, but I might be wrong on that. It might have been later. I would like to see a remake of Escape from Butcher Bay, The Chronicles of Riddick. So this was in development while the second film was being made and it was published by the company that...
What is your fascination with Vin Diesel?
Is this Ark Survival 2?
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I don't know, but I have a fascination with Vin Diesel. But this was an excellent, excellent game. It probably was better reviewed, I'd say, than the second film, which came out around the same time. But this one, they jumped back in time and did the story of...
That was a nasty kidney punch. That's not something you see a lot in video
No.
games.
But it was the story of Riddick being in prison and getting his eyes shine and escaping from prison. It was amazing. And they also they did a remake or an extra, like a little DLC that turned into an extra game called Dark Athena later, and added a kind of very Dead by Daylight-esque multiplayer where one person played Riddick in the dark and could use your eye shine powers and stuff like that. Well, abilities. And other people were trying to capture him. But I want to see this done. It was mainly first person, and then it would, because they wanted to be able to see Vin Diesel, because he'd done all this work with motion capture. They did a really good job of capturing his likeness. in like the early 2000s.
Big white bold man.
Yeah. But you can look at that and be like, well, that big white bald man is definitely Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And he, for all reports, took the dialogue and the writing of it quite seriously and recorded lots and lots of stuff, lots of different ways, wanted to make sure it was good and not just like a throwaway thing.
Michael Townsend in the chat says he owned the game company, so of course he's going to look good.
Yeah. Yeah, like he was quite passionate about it. It was a Trigon, I want to say it was called, I think, and it still owns it, I dare say, but now it puts out shit like Fast and Furious Crossroads, which we won't go there. But yeah, I would like to see like a Resident Evil remake for like 2, 3, 4 version of this. So still have that sort of first-person feel, but have the camera quite close behind you. Up-res it with some really nice-looking, Unreal Engine 5, let's chuck it in there. And get the multiplayer going where you have it like Dead by Daylight, where one person gets to play as Riddick and the other people are trying to hunt Riddick down in the dark and things like that. And so it was very well balanced when it came out as well, with eye shine abilities, so you could see in the dark and shit. It was just very cool. Puzzle areas, action areas, stealth areas, like a really good blend of different genres.
Speaking of blend, those characters get through the blender with that gun.
Fuck yes, they did. Imagine how that would look like with the whole lighting and sort of atmosphere stuff of, like, say, the new Dead Space.
The ray
remake.
tracing.
Ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
Dude, actually, ray tracing in this game in particular, where it's so focused on where the light is,
It would be amazing, right?
it would look really good.
Like, you didn't play Dead Space or the Callisto Protocol, but you would have seen
I've seen it.
footage.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that kind of lighting and atmospheric sort of stuff in here?
Be very cool.
And get him to do the voice. Like, it's great. He's got a cool, very commanding voice.
I reckon, so I've just had an idea for Pepsi Man remake. Ray tracing. Pepsi Man's played by Vin Diesel. But you don't know because he's in the full Pepsi Man suit.
Oh, and you
And
have
doesn't
different endings. Different endings. One of it's Vin Diesel. Another one is Jason Statham. And we just go through this cast of bald white men.
Yep.
No, secret ending 12. It's Ben.
So why is the guy from Small Soldiers in it?
I could not. I couldn't tell you. But that's the one that I would like to see remade today. Chris Pratt as Pepsi Man. That's my out of left field choice.
All right, Braden. Bring us
All right.
home.
Mine's incredibly stupid.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Is it like Pepsi Man stupid?
I mean, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Putting it into perspective. No, so there's a little game that I know quite a lot of people liked back on the PS2. And it's a little game called Def Jam Fight for New York. Now, I am suggesting that okay, so for this, I was like, all right, what if we updated the roster? I looked at who is like signed with Def Jam. It's like fucking no one. Like, no one would care if it was still Def Jam Fight for New York. So I suggest we instead just call this game Fight for New York, Fight for the World. And I've made a suggested roster, including mystery unlock characters.
Okay.
So we've got a whole stack of people here. We've got everyone here. Everyone from Snoop Dogg to Missy Elliott to Vanilla Ice. Salt and Pepper hidden behind me back there.
Nice,
There they are.
nice.
Man, Post Malone would be bang up for this.
Well, Post Malone is a DLC character in WWE 2K24.
I'm getting him.
He's going to be in it anyway, alongside CM Punk.
Okay, can I ask you, who would you main?
Okay, who would I main here? Who would have...
I'll allow you to pick two, because there
Okay.
is some bangers.
My two would be Eminem and Slim Shady.
Okay.
You've got him there.
So my thinking was Eminem and Slim Shady is kind of like when Smash Bros had Link and Young Link.
Yeah.
It's like having Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, that was my thought. I'd probably...
Truly,
who would
though,
I
I'd
main?
have to do Vanilla Ice.
Oh, dude, I'm all in for Post Malone and Vanilla Ice. That's yep. I'm down.
I'm realizing because of how this appears on the screen, my last two mystery characters aren't going to appear because the screen's hiding them.
Oh no!
But so I have mystery characters.
Can you switch it to the
small
small
screen?
screen?
I can switch to the small screen, but we won't be able to appreciate it as much.
Townsy in the chat, pre-Malone as Child Link.
God damn it. But yeah, and I mean, I'd main Megan Thee Stallion and Dr. Dre.
Nice.
Because I feel like Dr. Dre would be able to like pull out some like turntables and like mixers and just like smack you in the head.
I never played Def Jam.
No P Diddy in your list there.
No P Diddy on the list there. Funny that.
Wonder why.
Surprise bonuses. Pitbull.
Oh, DJ
DJ Khaled.
he can
Will
go.
Smith specifically in his outfit from the Oscars.
Yes.
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hell yeah.
Goku.
Well, yeah.
And then the final ones that you can't see there, I'll go to the small screen. You'll really have to squint to see them. There's Parappa the Rapper and MC Scat Cat.
Love it.
So there you go. Fight for
Love
New
it.
York. Make it happen.
I've changed. I will be Post Malone and MC Scat Cat. So thank you. Any
still
man that
be-
can pull those moves with Paula Abdul is cool with me.
I'm assuming, like Link, Eminem, and Slim Shady have basically just same move sets, just one's a little bit different.
Yes.
So that'll be me because I don't have time to learn two characters.
That's fair. Slim Shady is like just a little bit shorter.
Yep.
And he puts the middle finger up more.
Yep.
I feel like Vanilla Ice is going to have excellent reach because he's so tall.
And super high defense because, especially around headshots.
I also figured, much like Smash Bros, Salt and Peppers play a little bit like snow climbers.
Yep.
Ice climbers or whatever it
Yep.
was. So you got the two of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And when like you get your Smash icon, the Ninja Turtles come in and rap with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Go
Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Lyrics fill in the gap. Now you're talking the turtle rap.
Is that the actual lyrics?
One of the lyrics is lyrics fill in the gap.
Well, I wonder if that was just a placeholder and then he forgot.
Possibly. Anyway,
That
that's
is
fun.
That is an excellent thing. Now, do we want to go through quickly some of the? So we put this out to you guys
Very
at
quickly.
home.
Very
quickly. I'm going to pull out. I'm not going to read them all because there's a lot. I'll pull out some ideas that we got from the chat. So we've got Zelda 2 got brought up.
Yep.
That makes sense. Cool.
It won't happen. But
No, it won't happen. Time Splitters. That's very cool. And I know that that's one that gets brought up in conversations quite a lot. Townsy, God Hand.
Yep.
Oh, I got Time Splitters 2 there. And a few people brought up Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I'm down with that because that's an amazing game. Mystical Ninja. Final Fantasy 6. Too many people said Balan Wonderland. Triple Indie came in with like a massive list of The Bouncer, Resident Evil Code Veronica, love it. Fighting Force, Final Fight Streetwise, Final Fight Revenge, and Azura's Wrath. Very cool, very cool.
It's weird they haven't done Code Veronica yet, hey?
Well, no, there's a lot of Resident Evils they haven't done.
Yeah. But like, ones that people like.
Yeah, I know. What else have we got in there? I know there was more that was a bit further down. Here we go, Zack Sabbath. Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, they tried.
They tried. Hopefully they try again. The Jedi Outcast series, they ported it. Haven't
Oh, that was
remade
the
it
other one. I was going to say Dark Forces, but I was
But
playing
they-
that just last week.
You know, but that's ported, but it's out.
No, they up jiggered it.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's all up jiggered.
Yeah, it's a big old up jigger.
Is it a remaster? Not a remake?
It's probably a remaster, but still.
Rejigger.
Oh, one that Zach's brought up, Tenchu Stealth Assassin. Fucking love those games. That was so hard too. The Tenchu, the first one on PS1. Oh, all first two on PS1. Amazing. And Legend of Dragoon. Very, very cool games in there.
That's a really satisfying word to say.
I think
Dragoon.
that is most of them. Shadows of the Empire. And yeah.
Shadows of the Empire.
And Dylan the Villain, Simpsons Hit and Run. We all want Simpsons Hit and Run. Please give us Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, I don't know who owns the rights to that, but like
Oh,
people
I'm
have
sure
been
it's-
asking for that for years.
it's not going to happen.
Oh, and Jack and Daxter. That would be a cool one.
Simpsons Hit and Run is a $30 game as well.
No, I don't have that.
I found it in a PlayStation 2. I got for $10.
I got.
Nice.
I've got Road Rage.
Yeah, right.
I would also recommend, along the lines of Jack and Daxter and stuff, Ratchet and Clank. They basically did do remake of the first Ratchet and Clank in line with their movie that everyone forgot about.
Yeah.
But if you just took that and then made 2 and 3 with it as well,
You know what else? Sly Cooper.
yeah.
Sly Cooper was sick.
Sly Cooper,
I didn't forget you, Dylan Villain. You were just right further down on the list because there'd been a lot of conversation that had happened.
I will say Shadows of the Empire is a good call. Bring back Dash Rendar, you cowards. Make him canon.
Please. All right.
It's time for Game Club. Game Club. Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Okay, so last week,
Game
Club.
Club.
The last fortnight.
Game Club. Game Club. Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Game Club.
Oh my God, how
Game Club.
Game Club.
now you have to cut that and play it before every Game
we'll
Club
sing it.
segment.
We'll sing it.
Please don't do it
No,
every
we'll
time.
do it. We'll
Just
do it every
insert
time,
it.
and it'll just get longer.
Oh. So last fortnight we started a little segment called Game Club. We're much like a book club. We have all nominated games that we would like the others to try out. And last week we rolled some dice. My game came up, and everyone tried, to a certain extent, Space Quest 1. Now,
Yes,
I will
we
like
did.
to say, before everyone tells me how much, I'm sure they probably hated it. I finished this game when I was 10 in like 2 days.
Wow.
I'm interested to find out how hard they found it. Because I don't know. No one's told me actually what they thought.
No.
No, that's not true. Anto did. Because once again, I'll read out Anto's first.
Yeah, go with Anto.
So Anto played. Let's see. Now, to start off, if you weren't watching before, this is a game that I played as a child. It's one of my favorite games. It's how I learned how to type. There's a whole series of Space Quest games and King's Quest and Police Quest and Leisure Suit Larry, but that's a whole other conversation. You use the cursor keys to walk around in a 2.5D area.
Use cursor keys to walk around, do you?
Yeah.
That took me 5 minutes.
Wow, really?
To figure out what were you using before that?
I was like, oh, it's a text-based game. I should be trying to type to walk around.
You did not type walk left, did you?
Yep. Yep.
I believe I talked about
Took
this.
me 5 minutes to figure out the arrow keys.
And you then type instructions. The most thing you type, thing you type the most, look around in every room because it then tells you what you can interact with. That's hilarious. So we all know what Braden thought.
That was my initial impression.
Wow, if only you'd listened to what I said last show, which was
When you
walk
said-
around with cursor
You
keys.
said type look around. So the first thing I did was type look around, and then I was like, cool. And then I wrote walk left, and nothing happened.
Did they come up with like, I do not understand?
It was like, what's walk? And I was like,
Yeah.
do I need to type run? And it's like, no, you can't run. And then I tried so much.
I'm surprised you went 5 minutes in without Googling it.
Oh, no, I went to the walkthrough and it said go west. And so I wrote, okay, go west.
Life is
Nothing
peaceful
happened.
there.
So look, Anto.
Oh, that's what you were supposed to type.
That's what yep.
Okay.
Did you not get past that?
No.
Oh my god. So Anto played this and got off of the spaceship and got down onto the planet that you travel after this spaceship blows up. And he got killed by a robot spider down here, and I know that that's where he got up to. So this is probably about a third of the way through the game.
Wow. Good on him.
So he got down to there. I did tell him tonight when I saw him briefly how to get past the robot. You jump up on here and push a rock on it. That rock you can see. Having said that, if you don't figure that out and you walk over that thing too many times, I think it's
Breaks.
3 times, it breaks and you die.
Yeah, right.
This game is punishing. You need to save all the time because it doesn't hold your hand through things.
No,
And-
at all.
at all.
At all.
And
It's literally Zelda. There you go. Off
yeah.
you
And it was funny because I didn't think about this until after you guys had started playing this. And I was like I knew how games worked in the 80s, so I didn't find it difficult. And I was curious as to, now that games are so, I don't want to say they don't hold your hand,
Intuitive.
but they are intuitive.
Yeah.
You can work them out a lot easier. I was wondering how you would go with instructions for this. Like, meaning like, what do I do? What do I type to have something done? What do I press to obviously walk left? Who would have thought it was the left cursor key?
People who grew up in the 90s and people who didn't.
Now, when I first played this game, Braden, the computer didn't have a mouse. It was
Yeah,
just a keyboard.
I did have that realization, like, basically, I think it was on my drive here. I was like, man, like, this game. And then I was like, oh, like, I was going to make a big thing about, like, you know, point-and-click adventure games are really fun. Like, this just, like, was not that for me. And then I was like, oh, point-and-click wasn't a thing.
Wasn't a thing. Not until the fourth one. The fourth game was when you first got a mouse. You can control with a mouse.
Wow.
So you guys didn't get to this part?
Nope.
Oh,
Braden?
boy, no.
Did you get off the ship, Braden?
No, I remember you saying to fasten in your seatbelt, and I couldn't wait to get to that point. And then I was an hour in and I couldn't figure out what on earth to
Can I
do.
t-
I was trying to follow a walkthrough, still couldn't even manage it. I struggled.
Can I tell you, this is a 2.5 hour long game.
And I spent an hour in this game giving it a red hot go. I
Wow.
was really trying. And I just couldn't grasp it. At 40 minutes in, I went, okay, pulled up the walkthrough and tried to follow along with that. But, like, I still struggled.
Wow, man.
It was
It's very interesting.
strange.
Because I also played this last week, and I finished it with 190 points
Nice.
in an evening.
Wow.
But then
Amazing.
again, I've played this a lot of times, and I know
Yeah.
what you do for things, and I'm very familiar with the commands they
Yeah,
use.
I was trying so many commands where it's just like, that ain't a thing.
It's almost like you've got to keep it super simple.
Yeah.
Was the trick. Ben, what was your thoughts on the game?
Well.
Being someone of similar age to me who grew up around the same era.
So, firstly, the aesthetic is 100% my jam. Like, love the look of it. Love the pixel. Did not love the fact that you have to walk slowly throughout the
You
ship.
don't. You can just speed it up.
Huh?
You can just speed it up in the top thing. You can go slow, fast, or faster.
Okay, didn't know that.
Or you could just use the plus key on the right hand side of the keyboard.
Also, the walking, you can't stop. You just sort of.
No, you
walk
can.
into
You just press it
things.
again.
You just press it again.
I was fucking ice skating around that spaceship.
So I was working at the one pace throughout that whole game. I didn't get off the ship.
Now
I kept getting shot by aliens.
I can now see why you didn't upgrade weapons in Chrono Trigger.
Look, I enjoyed this game. I used to love these types of games, but like I was when I was a kid when these games came out, I'm a fucking idiot. So I, you heard me before when he went up to the monitor and went, "Look, monitor." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Look, computer."
Yep.
Look, yeah.
So when you type around, look around and everything, it'll name all the things that basically are of. It'll say, you see a monitor, you see this, you see a
Yep.
door, you
That's
see
why
this.
I said that.
That's
And
what
so
it is.
you kind of got to keep in your head what language they've used.
Their
I got to the
exact
point
wording.
where, so the old man came in and died and gave you cryptic clue about how you need to get the key car down.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure that out because obviously I couldn't look at the monitor to start that
Right.
process. And I kept getting shot by an alien.
Yeah, because if you spend too long in there, you can only go in and out of doors a certain amount of times, and then an alien will walk up and shoot you.
Yeah. So that just kept happening to me. Having said that, I do love these games.
Yeah.
Even though they're infuriating, I refused to get a walkthrough. Refused to. I thought, no, I'm going to do this like it was intended to be.
Would you be willing to play it again with me sitting here giving you pointers and tips?
I mean,
Maybe
could
even
well.
just telling you what the fuck to do.
Well, I mean, that takes out half the fun, though.
No,
because
no,
half
I mean,
the fun
but-
is working out.
Yeah. If I could, throw some like,
Maybe if
words,
you're-
so you could get the language to use.
If you're my live tipster, so I'm
Yeah.
sitting there playing, and I was going, all right, what am I doing?
and I'd be like,
Turn to you,
just
go.
type monitor instead of computer.
I did have one question when it came to this,
Yeah.
was because I assumed this was on a really showing my age or lack thereof. I assume this was on a cartridge or some sort of
Dude, no, this was 3.5 inch or 5.25 inch floppy disk.
floppy disk. Okay.
Yeah.
2.5 mega power.
So
This
my
was a
question
MS
was,
DOS game, mate.
Did this come with any kind of like instruction manual or anything?
No, because the majority of these games, Braden, back then we used to share them around. That's why it was called shareware.
Yeah.
And you would have it on you would copy the disc and you would give your disc to a friend and then they'd copy it onto another friend's computer. And that's how these games happened. And if you wanted to buy the full
But
version
there wasn't
of the
like a base level, like,
No.
here are keywords that you should try to
There,
use.
see, up where it says the score and the sound, there are drop down menus.
I had no idea about that.
Of course
that-
there are.
that have
why,
control.
why wouldn't I look at that and be like, yep, that looks like a drop down menu?
That's also where you change the speed of what you walk.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh.
Anyway,
But it was one of those things that was just how things were normally done.
Yeah.
look, I'm glad
So
I played
it was kind of like assumed knowledge.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I played it.
I'm glad I tried.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd clue you in a little bit more next time.
No, it's fine. We got the raw experience.
But to me, that was just like, I forget because to me that's so ingrained. I just
Yeah.
know that stuff.
well, all I did was look around, and every time I did, I got the theme song for Mission Impossible 2 in my head.
But what I will say is, I would love to at least go through it with you for like an hour, because you can burn through half the game in that no probs. Because the writing in it is just
Well, the thing
weirdly
is,
stupid and fun
This is very streamable because we found out a way to play it.
for free.
Yeah.
So we could do that.
Yeah. Or we could legally purchase it on a GOG and
Yeah.
stream it that way.
Also, there are so many Star Wars and Star Trek references that they would not have had the rights for. The two guys that did this, Al, Crow,
Oh, this is before copyright. Like,
they just didn't care. They just did it all.
yeah.
And there are things in each game that carry on to... Oh, yeah, go to that scene. There's the Blues Brothers. You ready?
What?
Sweet. Jake and Elwood are in
What
Asian
is this
Canteen.
play it.
game?
And if you walked out and came back in, the band changed.
Yeah, right.
And that was a game you had to play to earn enough money. But if you lost the game, you got disintegrated.
That's like Pokemon. In order to get all the Pokemon, you have to play the slot machines in order to get Chansey.
But this game is like super hard in areas like you have that little land speeder that you ride to that place, and then you get off the land speeder. If you don't take the key out as well, you come back and it's gone, stolen. And then you can't sell it for money, which you need to buy a spaceship.
Right.
Yeah, right.
This game.
Yeah, man. Oh, anyway.
But I finished this as a 10-year-old.
Well, you're a smart 10-year-old.
No, it was just that's how games worked then. So you kind of knew.
All right. What are we playing next week? Braden, you got the dice ready?
I'll get them up.
All right, if you roll, I will give us the name of the person whose game list we're going from. I have them written down here.
Dice. Roll dice.
So for those of you who weren't here last time, what we do is roll a dice. Each of us have picks. Braden, Anto, Floppy, and myself. We designated a number and a D6, and whoever's number comes up, that's who we're choosing. Then we roll another dice to decide on our list of games which one everyone has to play for next week.
Are we ready?
D6,
Yes.
let's go. Number 4.
Okay,
Who's number 4?
Anto.
All right.
Right,
Anto,
we're gonna get to
Anto's
pick-
list.
Anto's
Ooh.
list has he has 4 games on his list. Now we can add to these throughout the year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anto's list has Shinobi 3, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country 3, and Rystar, which none of us had heard of, but turns out is a Sonic clone that we got told off for calling a Sonic clone.
And these are all on the Nintendo Switch Online?
I don't
Correct?
know.
I think that's what Anto said he was going to try and do. So
I think he tried to keep them easily accessible.
Yeah. I did not.
All right, would you like... so if we come up with a 5 or a 6, we're going to re-roll.
Oh, no, just do a D4.
All right, do a D4.
Here we go.
Number...
1. We're playing Shinobi 3.
Shinobi 3.
I feel like this is going to be hard as fuck.
What? A Shinobi game?
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably not as hard as trying to figure out how cursor keys work. But
Sorry, Braden. That is such a a your age person type thing.
yeah, it has got nothing to. It is purely generational.
Yeah, it's very generous.
This actually looks wicked.
This looks like it'll be fun.
Oh, it's
Okay.
got big sprites. Shinobi games are always fun.
Yeah, it looks-
super hard.
Do we know where we can play it?
Yes.
What did it originally come out on? Was this like
Genesis,
a Mega
I
Drive
believe.
or?
Yeah.
Mega Drive.
Well, Genesis and Mega Drive, same thing, aren't they? Just America or here, or
Yeah.
America or everywhere else.
There you go.
Okay. Yep. Ben has found a place we can play it for totally legal and free. Not free.
We can give the developers money.
Yes.
No, the publish. No, let's not kid ourselves. The developers aren't getting a goddamn cent. It'll be
No.
the people who own the rights,
Publishers.
and they can go themselves allegedly.
All right. Now, Anto's not here to tell us about this. Any chance we can find out a little bit about this game?
Do you want me to find a nice description for you?
That would be great.
I reckon that it is a
When was it from?
80s.
Yes.
No, it'd be the 90s.
No, it'd be
Genesis.
early 90s, won't it?
Genesis game, yeah.
Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master, released in Japan as The Super Shinobi 2.
is an action game developed and published by Sega for Mega Drive Genesis console that was released in 1993. It is a direct sequel to the previous games.
I'm looking up how long to beat.
Was that what yours list said there, Brayden?
No, I'm on the
Oh.
Shinobi wiki.
Oh, bugger. So mine just popped up and it was word for word what you said. So I
Oh,
thought,
amazing.
man, it'd be good if we talked about it. We
The
wrote
game
something.
consists of Joe Musashi combating Neo Zaid, the evil organization that has returned once more to take over the world.
You can apparently mainline this in 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I feel
we'll
like
see.
I won't.
I feel like I'll be stuck on the spaceship again. There's not even a spaceship in this game.
I'll
But
find a
I'm
way.
Be stuck on there. Anyway, I'm looking forward to playing that. I
too.
don't know if it's Nintendo Switch Online, but we'll find a way to play it and be here next time when we talk about games in our game club. Speaking of games, you're ready for quiz? I listened to that song the other day driving home. It came on my Spotify playlist. And I went, yeah, I've got to make this song.
And we'll quiz
So,
on your face.
This is a little game we play where we have 4 multiple choice questions, 2 from me and 2 from our producer level Patreons, Dylan the Villain and Michael Towns. Each question has 4 possible answers. One of those answers is correct. I will read the question. Once I've finished giving 4 options, either Braden or Floppy will yell out their name. Whoever gets in first gets to answer first. If they're right, they get a point. If they're wrong, they don't get a point. And as of last show, we have Zach on 1, Jazz on 1, Floppy on 3, and Braden and Anto both on 4 apiece. Is this the most you've ever had, Braden?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
This is the best I've ever done in one of these games.
Okay, so this week Michael Towns gave us 2 questions. So there's a special bonus one to start off.
Okay.
Now, a little bit of backstory. Whenever it's the week of the show, I send in a special producer chat that I have with Dylan Villain and Michael Towns. I said, all right, what questions you got for us this week, guys? Bit of a busy week this week. Michael Towns sent me this following question. Did Ben remember to think up questions this week? A, yes. B, no. C, maybe. Or D, I don't know. Can you repeat the
Floppy.
question?
You're another boss than me now. I'm going to go with B, no.
Correct.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it's a real question.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well done.
I'm including it.
done.
Yeah.
He's tied the game, folks.
If it wasn't for Michael Towns reminding me, I may have forgotten until we sat down and went, oh, I haven't got questions. So thank you, Michael Towns and Dylan Villain.
Thank you, Townsy.
But
Dylan.
here's Michael Towns' actual question. When localized from the original Japanese version by 4Kids Entertainment, this video game-related cartoon had a scene edited out due to one of its characters firing a gun. Which character and series was it?
For firing a gun.
Firing a gun. So this character fired a gun. A, Mega Man in Mega Man NT Warrior. B, Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic X. C, Kirby in Kirby Right Back at Ya. Or D, Harshmallow in Harshmallow Left Forward From Me.
Can I ask for a clarification?
About
About the question, not any of the answers.
Sure.
Was this, you were saying something got edited out of a video game or of a show?
An animated show based on a video game. And those
Okay.
were the video games that I just listed. Braden.
I feel like it's too early. I don't think Shadow got a gun until later, so I'm gonna say A.
Mega Man,
Mega Man.
whose arm is a cannon.
Yes.
But why would they, if they edit that out, he doesn't exist.
A.
Braden.
Sorry.
Incorrect.
Dang.
Floppy.
Okay. Shadow is... Did Shadow ever have a gun?
Shadow's a cool
Bro,
dude.
he had like a whole game.
But then Kirby, why would... So first of all, why would Kirby get a gun?
Well, it might be Harshmallow.
It's not going to be Harshmallow. Oh, I'm going to go Shadow. B.
Incorrect. It was Kirby.
Someone gave fucking Kirby a gun.
Someone gave Kirby a gun.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. But Floppy, this is from that Shadow the Hedgehog game.
Oh, damn.
Actually, Braden, I might
Did
have
he
it in our
just...
chat.
Did he just fondle that thing?
He did more than that.
He really
He cocked
did.
it.
Oh, that's not cocking it.
Putting in assets now.
I'm on it.
What you may need.
So someone did there was a show of Kirby?
Yeah. Yep, and Braden's going to bring it up right now.
Here we are. Oh no. Oh no. What's this? Oh, what are these little guys?
Why is it around his mouth?
I know, but he's a sheriff.
Sheriff Kirby.
Sheriff Kirby
With
with
rifles.
an Uzi.
A fucking Uzi.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh my god! Jeez.
Kirby's got a gun.
Oh my gosh, man!
Okay, so no one won that one.
Kirby in America.
Here we go. Question number 3. But we got 5 this week. Question number 3. Who was Nathan Drake's look originally based on? Was it A, Nolan North, B, Pierce Brosnan, C, Johnny Knoxville, or D, your mother?
Well, I know which one I want to say.
Anyone?
Now,
wanna-
Floppy, I've never seen your mother.
who wants to
She doesn't look much like Johnny Knoxville.
jump in?
Um,
Come on, who's gonna
Braden,
go, Brad?
I'm going to go with Nolan North.
he was a
Incorrect.
voice. That would be obvious. What was the other two?
Pierce Brosnan or Johnny Knoxville?
Oh, okay. When did he doesn't look anything like fucking Pierce Brosnan? When did the first Uncharted come out? It was PS3, so it was like 2012. When was Jackass? I think. When was Pierce Brosnan was finished being Bond?
Look at
I'm
this
gonna go
nerd.
say Johnny Knoxville.
Putting logic to it.
I'm gonna say Johnny Knoxville.
Well, you're completely correct.
Oh,
Yes.
Jackass was a thing then.
Yep, there you go. Logic wins again. So Floppy, you're on
That's a
5.
weird one that they would choose though. Like why?
So it was originally based on Johnny Knoxville, and then they amalgamated it between Johnny Knoxville and Nolan North. To get
Yeah.
Nathan Drake.
So Braden was also correct.
No, because the specific question was originally.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is haunting.
Yep, there you go.
Ugh.
Nathan Drake was
that smile was something else.
No, thank you.
Okay, the next question comes from
Dylan the villain.
Dylan the Villain.
Dylan the Villain.
I feel like I just said that.
Dylan asks, in the original Super Smash Brothers game, how many versus matches do you need to play to unlock Luigi?
God, fuck, I have no idea.
Is it A, 800, B, 900, C, 1,000, or D, 1,100?
Is
What? It's
is
one
this
of those?
Real?
Yeah. Yep, the original one. This is how you unlocked Luigi.
I was waiting for D to be like 3.
No. Nope.
So Luigi's not just a playable character at the
No, you had to
beginning?
unlock them. That's what you've had to do with every Smash game.
But that many?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to unlock Mewtwo in Smash Brothers on the GameCube, you had to play, I think it was 20 hours before. So all you did was just, you do a 2-player mode
And
on a
just leave
stage
it sitting there for 20
and just
hours?
leave it on overnight. It was great.
And how many matches did you need to do to unlock Luigi?
Oh, you needed 3, I think.
What were the numbers again?
800, 900, 1,000, or 1,100.
Floppy.
Floppy?
1,000.
Incorrect. Fuck. Braden?
800.
Correct!
Yes.
800.
That's
So
crazy.
that is crazy because that's not like a time thing. That's like you had to start and finish 800 matches.
Correct.
Right?
And
Oh my
for
god.
Luigi, who can be bothered? Such a rubbish character.
Hey, Green Mario.
Okay, here we go. Last one. Now, Brandon and Floppy, you're both tied for first. So there's a chance here to take the lead.
Ooh.
Here we go. I'm actually really disappointed in this question. How did video game achievements start out? A, as real mail-in patches you receive by mail. B, as real mail-in trophies you receive by mail. C, as real mail-in certificates you receive by mail. Or D, I tried really hard to make a pun here, but it just wasn't happening.
Floppy.
Floppy?
Patches.
Correct!
I watched a history of video gaming paraphernalia thing like 3 weeks ago. And it had a
Amazing.
picture of someone with a fucking whole book of achievement patches.
Wow,
I don't know
that's
what
cool.
was I don't know what it was from. I don't know how they got them.
I think they were from the Atari days, from memory.
Yeah, you had
there
to
you
send
go.
in a screenshot.
As you
Yeah.
said that,
Yeah.
literally Townsy in chat saying Atari did it.
Yeah, you had to send in a screenshot of like your high score and shit.
Yep, and they sent you a patch.
Literally was just listening or watching something that
Would
had
love
that
to
on
see a tough like biker jacket, but just covered in
it.
Atari
It's like a scout
patches.
badge, but it's all Atari scout fucking uniform with all Atari
So-
badges.
I would totally wear that. We've got Zach on 1, Jazz on 1, Anto on 4, Braden on 5, and after not being here for 6 months, within the course of 2 games, Floppy's hit the lead on 6.
This is my jam. Useless shit. I know useless shit.
Speaking of useless shit, Floppy, what do you want to plug?
Jesus Christ.
There you go.
That is cool.
They
That
are
that
very
actually
cool.
is cool.
I would love them. Man, I wonder how much they go for.
All-star hockey team.
Yeah, I don't
Explorers
think
Club.
you don't buy these, mate. You earn them.
Sorry, buddy. There's a thing called eBay.
Save the Chicken Foundation.
Safe to chicken. You can catch me on Instagram over at Floppy Plays Games. I have not been super active over the last sort of 4 or 5 months, but it is something that I'm trying to get back into again. Being more frequent in posting some things that I've procured, you might say. I'm not sure what my last post was. I think it was to do with. Oh yeah, my last one was just before the last show. I got the Metal Gear special missions from
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. from Savers. I did have a decent pickup yesterday. I picked up a whole bunch of stuff, actually, which I will put up on my Instagram. But for those of you not in the Discord, I picked up...
Well, if people did want to go to the Discord, where would they go?
Well, you go over to hackthedino.com.
Yeah, press the Discord button.
little
Come join. Jump in.
Discord, I called it.
Discord.
And you can see I picked up a stack of games. I picked up... Oh, now I can't do it at all. Nothing's working. God damn it. Collecting... No. Fuck. Great airtime here.
Yeah.
Here we go. I picked up a copy of Tony Hawk's Skateboarding on number 1, like Pro Skater on 1, on PS1. The Pokemon Moon, where it's down there somewhere. Pokemon Moon, one with the steel bookcase in it. And no one's played that damn game. It's still shrink wrapped inside. I picked up It Takes Two. Can't wait to play that with someone. Not on my own, apparently, because can't do that.
Nope.
WWE 2K23, because it had John Cena on the front, and that was cool. I got a copy of Infamous.
Hell yeah.
On the PS3. Dying Light 2 on the PS5. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy PS5. I got Tiny Tina Wonderland, which I haven't played before. I'm kind of keen to have a look at. And I got 2 PS2 games. I got Guitar Hero 3 and V8 Supercars.
Hell yeah. V8 Supercars. My dad had a bunch of those
For
games.
$1.
Yeah. That checks
Braden,
out.
what do you want to plug?
Oh, yeah. Hi. You can, two things. One for fun, one for business.
Okay.
First one, fun. MMT Millennium Movie Talk. It's a movie, TV show, and WWE podcast. We just say that now. Where our most recent episodes,
angers me.
Invincible's back.
You don't watch AEW.
I know we don't.
That's...
Shush. Maybe one day.
Shush.
It's too much.
It's not too much. It's much better.
It's too much with WWE. I watched the highlights. Oscars.
You're going to have Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
We got our Oscars video back from copyright strikes. That's great.
What happened? Why did you get copyright strike?
Alex showed an entire clip from Poor Things, and it's a whole thing. He won, though. So the whole clip from Poor Things still in there. But Invincible's back. I've watched all Asterix, the Ghostbusters movies, and including the new one. And in our most recent episode, we reviewed the new one. I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool.
I highly recommend it. Alex also watched both Roadhouse films.
Oh, you know what? I kind of want to watch that because I really have
I'm
a soft spot for the
interested-
OG one.
Oh, okay. Well, are you interested in watching Conor McGregor try to act?
I mean,
Not at all.
He doesn't know. As long as he's there and gets punched by Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm okay with it.
I'm pretty sure that happens.
Yeah.
And no one, Ricky Stenicki is stinky. Not great. Also, I just saw Dune Part 2 again today.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
You're
Again.
gonna love it. It's so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, that's the fun one, and then the business one, which I.
He sounds like down like, oh, the business one.
No, I don't need to sound down about it, but I wait for the website to load. It's taking a minute. It's taking a hot minute. It's taking a hot second. It's got to get all the way from the Adelaide CBD to here.
What are you Googling, Ben?
Which is a solid.
There was a narrative writer position available.
Ooh.
He's
Ben-
job
Ben's
hunting.
Just applying
Just
for
job
jobs.
hunting online.
Just popped up in my,
On air.
my
Amazing.
feed, and I went, oh, well, you know.
You can go over to Greenlight Comics, the website, or that business in Adelaide and Rundle Mall. And you should come by and check it out. There's some really good books. I've read some really good stuff lately. I finally, because I've been on an X-Men kick, I read House of X, Powers of X from 2019 when they relaunched all the X-Men stuff by Jonathan Hickman. It's very good. Very, very good. I'm also in the middle of reading Nightwing, the newer stuff from Tom Taylor. And I'm also in the middle of reading Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Ayer, which is very good as well. But I do want to feature in here Godzilla Skate or Die.
By Sydney resident Louis Joyce, friend of mine.
What?
Great dude. Yep.
This is Australian skater punks and Godzilla.
Yep. By an
Okay.
Australian artist, Louis Joyce.
What does that art look like?
Amazing. That's the
yeah,
cover.
really-
That's Louis'
really
art
good.
right there.
Really good.
Yeah. Louis is fantastic. He's a massive X-Men fan
So
as well. You
cool.
should see his X-Men fan art. It's spectacular.
Oh, I bet it is.
So that is worth putting your name down for because
That's
looks
very
sick.
cool.
And there's a bunch of other stuff in here as well. Bloodrick and a ton of other really good stuff. Phineas and Ferb. Duke and Cobra Commander coming out.
Nice.
And down here as well, shout out to Doctor Who and Cult of
Cult
the
of the
Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb is getting a comic series.
Did you play that?
I did not.
Braden, what are your thoughts on the actress who plays Ruby Rose? Is that her name?
That's the actress's name.
The
isn't
actress who plays Ruby Rose.
No, who was in Doctor Who?
Yes.
Ruby
Ruby
Mondays.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Ruby Rose is an actress.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Anyway,
Ruby Sunday.
she got given the arse. She got fired. Russell T Davies got fired.
She's out after one season.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
No idea. No one knows why.
I mean,
Was she bad in it?
it's not a shock for companions in general. But
No. But
Like-
I mean,
don't know.
considering the first episode of Shruti's Doctor, he had a musical number. So different times for Doctor Who.
It's very different times. The trailer came out. I am liking it, but it's very much leaning into more supernatural stuff.
But on the other hand, it's been revealed Stephen Moffat's back writing at least one episode.
Which is
so
Pretty wild.
I
Wild
like
times.
Stephen Moffat.
I thought he was fantastic.
He's done some. He's
Matt
written some-
Smith's entire run was amazing, and Capaldi was fantastic as well.
But yeah,
Peter?
Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Done.
Right, I do a little thing called Super Retro Squad where I take my little GoPro and I go out hunting for video game stuff. And you can join me in a first-person perspective as I
First person perspective.
dig. What is?
Yeah,
dig through all the stuff and try and find all the gold with retro thingies. There's one there from Greg from Toys R Go. I needed a video, so we went in there and recorded one. And yeah, I found a Pokemon game for $6, so that was awesome. Pokemon Sapphire. Good find. So head on over to Super Retro Squad on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can see what I find. This is the really long one, Braden. So these do exceptionally well. One of these videos on Instagram, and for the podcast listeners, they're just basically consoles we find, like Wii's or PlayStations, that have games in them still, and we reveal what games were left in there when we bought the console. One of them's got like 172,000 views.
Of
Because-
someone pulling out a Mario Kart.
Yep. Don't know.
You really sucked them in, didn't you?
Speaking of sucking people in, we'd like to thank our Patreons.
Sorry.
Floppy, you want to thank our Patreons?
Yes. Thank you to Seth. Thank you to Ash Knight. Thank you to Karen.
Excuse me, Seth likes you when you say his name.
I can't even read it from here because I'm reading on Ben's computer. I'm sorry.
Sutek.
Sutek. Seth, a.k.a. Sutek. Thank you. Thank you to Ash Knight, Karen Knight, Dylan the Villain, Triple Indy, Mike Towns, Game Boy Dan. Thank you guys, because without you, that light and that light and that light not be on.
No.
Or exist.
All these.
No, with these mics. It is you guys that allow us to keep doing the things that we enjoy doing and that you begrudgingly watch for some unknown reason.
But until next time, remember. Bum 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 ba-da-da-da-da-dum 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 bottom ba-da-da-da-da-dum ba-da-da-da-da-dum ba-da-da-da-dum bottom
Enough now, we can stop. They've stopped watching.